This video is not financial advice. I am not a financial planner. I'm an entertainer who has a pillow who makes me look like Gandhi. To one and only a father relaxing on the bed. Wow. All right. So I know it's hard to take me seriously when I look like this, right? Um, I got I got to be serious because this is a serious topic. So I just got a comment from an ape who said, "Hey, father, hedge funds can't add synthetic shares to the transparency rule, the proposal, because they're illegal." And it's true. Naked shorting is illegal. Okay. Like a lot of people don't quite understand what synthetics are. Okay, let me educate you. Synthetic shares is when the hedge funds can't find, real shares to borrow. So what they do is they actually use like shares that don't exist. They don't exist. They're fake. It's the equivalent of counterfeit money. You understand? Because they can't find real shares. There's no more shares to borrow. That's why, like Teddy Zade's video that he made the other day made no sense to me. Because he was saying like his friend, he's got a friend who's like this big, I guess, he's shorting. I don't know if it's AMC he's shorting something. She's a short seller, and he was saying he was trying to borrow shares. I think he was referring to AMC. I could be wrong, and he couldn't find the shares. But that doesn't mean that that rule applies to Citadel and Ken Griffin. Remember I said the circle? You're either in the circle or you're out. You're either inside or outside. Okay. So they got the influence, they got the connections. They're like the mafia. It's like the mafia. They got the inside connections where they're able to somehow manufacture shares that don't exist. They're not real shares. Now, the thing is, it also seems to add insult to injury that these shares that they borrow are unlimited. So, in other words, it's like they could just keep, printing and borrowing these fake synthetic shares for as long as they please, like unlimited amounts, right? Okay. So, all right. Don't you think it's Gary Gensler's job, the chairman of the SEC, to find out if this is going on, right? I mean, don't you agree? Don't you agree? Because isn't his job supposed to be to make Wall Street a fair place for everyone? Is it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm nuts. I think that's what his job is. I don't think his job is to be the hedge funds buddy, to favor the 1%, to favor the super rich, and to let all the retail investors, go fall into the abyss, right? Go fall into a rabbit hole. I don't think that's what his job is. I think his job is to protect investors, all investors, including retail investors. So once again, I reiterate, if he's not doing it, Gary Gensler is committing a crime and he should be held accountable. Like if Gary Gensler actually knows that Citadel is using these fake shares and he's not doing anything about it, he is an accomplice to a crime. Okay, so we got to figure out a way to find out if these synthetic shares exist. And I know they exist. In my opinion, they exist because there's no other way that this is happening. We should have squeezed about 50 times already. We should have had the MOAS. So, but we have to prove it. We need a little thing called evidence. Like, when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, well, that was great evidence. Millions of people witnessed it. See, that's what we need. We need something like an incident that happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock. We need millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people to witness synthetic shares being used. How can we do that? Well, the first way is you got to keep complaining to Gary Gensler about it. Just break his balls until his balls fall off. The second way is you need gigantic awareness. And I'm telling you, that's why I'm doing this. I want to get famous because I'll be the one. Let me tell you something. Let me explain something to all of you. You don't really know the Ape Father. You think you know me because you watch me and you don't really know the true Ape Father. See, I could be your best friend and I could be your worst enemy. Okay, because I'm Sicilian. All these people that call me friends, you could go F yourselves, okay? Levani. That's my true name. Levani. Levani. Okay. And if you look up the definition of it, you'll see I'm a lion. You'll see I'm someone who will believes in a movement that was sent here from God, I believe, to help the AMC Apes win. And that's what I'm going to do. So I just need to see, the problem is, you know that movie, there was a movie, it was a martial arts movie. What was it called? With Jeff Speakman. The Perfect Weapon just gave to me. So the perfect weapon is someone who kind of like has no ties. See, like, you know, his friend that trained him in the movie, the Chinese friend. Well, he didn't train him. Forgive me. The Chinese friend who owned the antique dealer store brought Jeff Speakman to martial arts school to teach him discipline, balance, because, you know, he was kind of like, he was going in the wrong direction. The father was a cop. He felt he was a bad influence to his little brother. You should watch that movie, The Perfect Weapon. Great movie, man. Long story short, he winded up protecting his little brother. One of the football players in high school pushed his little brother down. He kicked him. He almost killed him. And then the father disowned him. He winded up just, you know, leaving town, living his life, until one day he found out that his dear friend, the Chinese antique dealer, was in trouble. He was in trouble with the Chinese mafia. So what made him the perfect weapon was that he wasn't connected to nobody. He wasn't connected to the Chinese mafia. He wasn't connected. So for him to come in and start kicking everybody's ass, it won't start the war between the mafia because he's not involved. That's what we need. See, we need somebody, that's the perfect weapon, who's not connected, like he's not being paid off by the hedge funds. He's not someone that the hedge funds hired. He's an ape. And if that ape could get enough traction and enough momentum and enough excitement, he's the perfect weapon. And that's me. I want to be the perfect weapon, but I got to keep making videos. I just got to keep growing and growing the way my stomach grows after I eat 2 porterhouse steaks. I got to keep growing and growing until my voice is heard by the masses. So understand, I know it gets annoying. I make a lot of videos, but there is a method to my madness. I want to get big so I can be there for you. AMC to Pluto.